It's a new year, 2019, which means another resolution. Does that sound like you? If so, keep watching. What's going on, you guys? This is Joey Central, and I am back in 2019. Now, I just want to say I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and whatever other holidays you guys may celebrate. Anyways, Uh, the purpose of this video is to talk about the concept of New Year's resolution. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with what a New Year's resolution is, it's basically when a new year occurs and people make a laundry list of things that they want to improve or work on to help make them a better person from what they were in the previous year. Now, I do know of the altruism that lies behind the intent of New Year's resolution, but I do think that the whole concept in general is flawed. And the reasoning for that is because I think that any kind of concept where you stay the same for 364 or 365 days in a leap year, as just being the same, and then suddenly making a laundry list of things to work on or improve upon in just one magical day. It's just flawed to me. I personally believe that you should always be setting up goals for yourself every single day. Every time you see a flaw in you and you want to improve and work upon it, don't wait until New Year's to do it. Start working on it now. Make a list right now of the shit that you want to get done. And then afterwards, just work on it. You don't need to wait until fucking New Year's to start working and improving upon yourself. Like, I don't get the concept behind that. Me personally, if I see a flaw in myself, I work on it. And I have been doing that for a long period of time now. And I mean, I could give you an example of that. See, one of my personal flaws that I have is I have a lot of inner demons in myself, and I have been trying to get to the bottom of that for quite some time now. And one of the things I've noticed is maybe I just don't know how to focus because I basically have the attention span of a squirrel. So I'm like, okay, let me try to set up new goals for myself. I'm going to try to focus on one thing for 30 minutes, and I'm going to just force myself to focus, whether it's reading a book, watching a very boring video, or just writing a paper of some kind, like a video script, for an example. And it's basically I've seen pretty much no improvements despite working on it for months. So that's when I began to discover that lack of attention is not exactly a problem by itself, but rather a symptom. So now I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it is, and for a while now, I've kind of come to the conclusion that my biggest enemy is myself. I pretty much am my biggest enemy. And to be honest with you, I don't know if there's a permanent cure for that. I don't know if I can permanently end this issue. I mean, I know there are ways that I can temporarily put these demons aside to allow myself to temporarily have a clear mind to help me think and perform my tasks in a rational manner. But I don't know if there's a permanent cure for it. And to be honest with you, I don't think that anything is permanent. I think people have their own set of problems that are always ongoing. We always have problems, and we're always solving problems. There's no such thing as being perfect in a perfect zen where we have no problems, no struggles, no anything. And ultimately, that's what I find wrong with a particular political ideology that's trying to make heaven on earth. Jesus Christ, Milk, are you serious? What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn, that fucking hurt. Come here. I'm busy, baby. You can't just be doing whatever you want. Ow. Look at that. See, I'm bleeding, baby. I know. You didn't mean it, did you? I love you. You're still cute and soft, and I love you so much still. Yes, you happy I'm giving you attention? Yeah, I'm giving you attention, even though my elbow is bleeding right now from you literally clawing it. And I don't know, I may have to get rabies shots now, but it's okay. You're just so cute and you can get away with anything, right? Aw, you're purring. That makes everything okay now, doesn't it? Alright, guys, I'm sorry about that. My cat was trying to get on my chair, and in the process, she was falling off her chair, and basically, she was kind of scared that she was going to fall off my chair. So she grabbed onto my arm and l- literally held on to dear life, which means I had to pretty much get a band aid, clean out my wound, and it hurt like hell. Fortunately, she's just cute as hell, and she pretty much just was so cute. So I am honestly convinced that my cat could get away with murder if she wants. Uh, but anyways, as I was discussing, the whole concept behind picking one single day to make goals on improving upon yourself is kind of flawed. I believe that every day should be a day where you pretty much try to make a better version of yourself. Instead of picking, instead of choosing one year to make yourself better than the previous year, why not pick a day? Why not just pick one day and make yourself better and the better version of what you were yesterday? That's how I see things. And also, another problem with New Year's resolution is it's one full year. So people try to make this huge list of things to work on their resolution for the next year, and most of the time they can't even get through that list. And that's because they always feel overwhelmed. They look at the whole list and they look at the first item they're trying to improve upon and they're like, oh shit, well, I can't even do this. And a big example of that is working out. You see, January is the busiest month for the gym because you have all these New Year's resolutioners going to the gym, people who never worked out in their lives, and they basically don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it affects me because if I'm trying to use the freaking barbell for an example, I can't use it because I got some doofus doing bicep curls in the fucking squat rack. And basically, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is people who do not know what they are doing, wasting my own time, and I hate that. And I feel like at my school gym, it is going to be much worse. Especially since today universities are very liberal, and liberalism seems to celebrate mediocrity and weakness, which kind of conflicts with my own ideology. I personally have a more conservative like view where I personally believe in the strongest being able to survive and make the rules essentially. Now, I'm not saying that the strongest should just kill the people who are weaker just for the sake of killing. That's not what I'm saying at all. But rather, I do believe the strongest should dictate the ground rules and draw the lines because they have a better idea on how things are like than those who are, just weak. Instead, the pendulum kind of swung the other side where the weakest and the victims are pretty much have more power than those who are strong. And basically, that's like a whole discussion for another video. But that's just an example. And they don't even stay in the gym for long. They do it for like 2, 3 weeks, and then they just never go to the gym again. They're not consistent. They don't have the discipline to do so because they're looking at their other list of things they gotta work on. And like, oh well, I'm hardly seeing an improvement in my fitness, so I'm just gonna give up my goals. They become overwhelmed. Another advantage that setting goals every day has is that you don't have to do that. You just pick one thing that you work and focus on one thing. You improve on one thing, and after that, once you're content with yourself and you've turned a weakness into a strength, you can just pick another thing to work on. So in other words, you don't have a giant list that you're overwhelmed by. You put one thing at a time. You focus on one thing at a time. You focus on one goal. Multitasking is a myth. No matter what anybody says, multitasking is a load of bullshit. And basically, the whole purpose behind this is to make a better version of yourself. And you do that every single day. And you see, the problem is there's a lot of people out there who don't even bother trying to make a better version of themselves. they stay the same. And in the future, that's not too distant, I may be making a video on an example of somebody who hasn't changed in a year because they either lack the discipline or that lack the mindset of bettering themselves, either because they're too lazy to better themselves or they're just so egotistical that they believe there's nothing to really work on or improve upon. And basically, that's a load of shit. And you guys are going to be seeing a lot of spicy content in the near future. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. But that's just my short little rant about New Year's resolution. I think it's a load of crap. Like I said, stick with smaller goals and continue improving and working upon that instead of making this huge list every single year. Instead of making yourself a better person this year than last year, make a better version of yourself today from yesterday. That's the whole moral of the story of this video. And I hope you, and if you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. And as always, stay in the central.